At the moment, well, okay. Now here you can see these points, and here are some notifications at I don't know what's happened. Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. According with titles, yes, today we are roasting here our ugly sister Divija Bhasin. And now, what is today's point? Here we can see today's point is about teenagers. Hence, what is who is teenagers? Teenagers is the persons to contains the age with about 15 age of 15 years to the age of 18 years. And now, the teenager's life is the life to focus on the careers of the professions where today's career is sporty careers. And now, let's check it what is happening. Okay. Now here we can see this points. Hence, our honorable ugly girls Divija Bhasin contains here own subtitles. Hence, I would not require any well voice. And now, source is now YouTube Israel. Well, you are too young to date, and it is the dating versus sports careers. And now let's check at the moments. You are too long to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Go focus on your study. Well, unpopular opinion, but dating as a teenager is not all bad. Okay. Now here we can see this points. Dating is as a teenager is not bad for whom? That is Divija Bhasin. Okay. Now let's check at the points. And here suddenly she states that I am therapist. Let me explain. Well, for some reasons, we think young peoples are only capable to studying. Well, I do not know why it is hot take, but and well balanced, emotional, healthy persons does not just focus on their career; they also invest their time to their personality and relationships. Uh, yes, it include the romantic relationship, and that is the points to be noticed. Okay, now let's look at the points. You can see this point. Here is my objections, and here objection. My objection is the truly significant at the moment form here is about the objections. Okay. Now, why I object these points here? We can see this moments. First of all, here a well-balanced, emotional, healthy man can contain a date with a boyfriend. Well, an emotional, healthy women can date with their girlfriends. Okay. And here, in this case, emotional healthy persons, we can say man and women's relations can be only siblings or parenthood. But in these cases, here is the moments, well, romantic relations between men and women cannot be healthy. Uh, that is the logical points. Why that is logical points? Here I am here to discuss with you. And now today's point is focus on well sportsy careers. And now today's point is FIFA World Cup 2026, and here I would explain is about on with the perception of the FIFA World Cups. Okay, recently we got an results as a third place playoff between England versus France, and here we can see the points. Well, here score is England 6, France 4. Okay, now let's take at the moments. What was the points? In that cases, here we could notify about the four England contents, four defenders, two midfielders, three wingers, and one strikers. On the other hand, France contents here four defenders. Well, in this cases, France contents here four defenders, one midfielders, two wingers, and three strikers. And now, in these cases, when we are focusing on England scored 6 goals in the match, well, what is the reaction times in these moments? And here we can contains our weapons like a calculators. Okay. Now let's check at the moments, and here is the points. Well, and here now let's check it. In this cases, what is 90 divided by 6? And here that is here 15 minutes. Okay. Now what is the velocity of Englander footballers? Okay, here we can see this moments. That is here significant momentum at the points. Okay. Now let's check it. Who is the goal scorer? Here one scorer we found, that is here Declan Rice. He scored goal in 3 minutes. Okay. Declan Rice's midfielders. Well, accordance with French goal post, Englander footballers, Declan midfielders coordination was here 20-meter length, and here what is the 22 66 meters length and 20 meters wide. And here is the moments. Now here I would translate it about the trigonometrics and geometrics. First of all, here we are discussing about sporty careers on FIFA World Cup 2026, and probably in this cases Declan Rice is almost pro-Palestine, right? And in this case, now let's focus on this. Well, what is the distance between French goalpost and Englander midfielder Declan Rice? And now that is the significant points. Well, and here we can see that is the momentums as some notifications. Okay, here what is distance squares? Now here we can see the points. 20 square is 400, we know. Now what is 66 square? That is your 4356. Now what is 4356 sum by 400? That is 4756. Now let's check it the moments. And what is the distance? That is your 68.93. I apologize. Here 68.963759. I mean here 68.96. Well, 4. I mean 374. Okay. Now let's check at the points. What is the velocity of Declan Rice? Well, here we can see he scores 3 goals. I don't know why. Here we can 68.93 Well, 96376 can be divided by watts. That can be divided by 3. Okay. That is here 22.98792 well meter per minute. Okay. When that can be multiplied by 60, and we can found here the velocity of decline rise is well 1380 meter per hours. That means it is almost here 1.38 kilometer per hour. Now we can see the response. What's going on? And in this cases, the first person is going on at the points, and here we could notify. Well, she was busy, and it says, here we can see uh, our honorable Declan Rice, the pro-Palestine England footballers, are busy to contest date with several girlfriends. Okay, probably we can see, we know that he is a super handsome, but now let's contest the realities. Okay, and now here we can see the reality is that when she contests the super, she is the super handsome, hence she contests several girls, and now the influence of girlfriend is that well our honorable man can be here pro-Palestine, okay, because well our girlfriend is supporters of Palestine. Okay. Now in this here is the moments, and now let's look at the points. But what if we can just state here? It would be the third place match between. What if France would be in finals? Here we could calculate the momentum. Well, first of all, on the other hand, here pro-Israel Argentine footballer Lionel Messi contains velocity to be 297,000 km per second, and now his position would be here the symbols. Well, it will be for well, what is 110 divided by 4? That is 27.5. The length would be the coordinations of Lionel Messi as a perception would the Spanish goalpost would be here 27.5 meters length and here 20 meters wide. Now here we can see that is the points to be notified. Okay. Well, now here becomes some on state that we are contains the significant bluffing. Now it is not bluffing moments. Now let's check it. Here that is the significant realities, and sometimes and here we can state the notifiers at some moments. Well, here is match between Argentina versus Spain on final of the FIFA World Cup 2026. It would be scheduled at the night 1 o'clock. Okay, and here now let's check it. In this cases, now let's check it. What is the positions of Lionel Messi? Okay, now here Lionel Messi's positions is almost 27.5 meter length and 20 meter wide. Now let's check here what's going on. In that cases, here we could contest a notification of here what is 27.5 square, that is 756. Now we know that Here we can see. Now we know that the 756.25 can be summed by the 400, and here distance square is 1156.25. And now here we go. Just wait and watch. And what is your 1156.25 to be square root? That is your. Here is some significant notifications. That would be here 34.003677 meters. Okay. And here we can see the response. Well, what is the goal reaction times? Well, 24.00. Well, 3676 can be divided by what? Well, 297 millions. And now let's check the moments. And here we can say the response. It would be here 1.14490495 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 7 seconds. As a round figure, it would be considered as watts. As a round figure, it would be considered as here 0.114491 microseconds. Okay. Now in this cases, now here is the points. When a British man, Declan Rice, can score one goal in 3 minutes, then what was the starting probabilities? In this cases, here was the starting probability is like here 90 divided by 30. That means it would be the 30 goals. But on the other hand, when the topic is about Lionel Messi, well, now the performance is something like difference. Okay. Now let's check the moments. Here 54 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 can be divided by what? That can be divided by 0.111490,495. And now what would be the score would be? Here the score would be almost 47 billions 165 millions 484,405 goals. And as a round figures here we can notify that would be here almost 47 billions 165 million goals. And now that is the moment. Here we can see the spots. And now there is some personal life we would take as a points. In these cases, Lionel Messi did not contest an relationship with a woman. And now, well, I mean here, Lionel Messi does not contest any living relationship with a woman. Moreover, Lionel Messi's living relationship with one woman is just like an arranged relationship. In the orders of Lionel Messi's parents. And now, that is the point. Here is the reasons that why Lionel Messi contains the capabilities to score 47,165 million goals in 90 minutes. But what? And here he is focused to support Israel and focused to support their his football skill improvements. And here we can see he does not focus on the living relationships, and hence his communication skill is more better than us. And now let's take it. On the other hand, what about Declan Rice. The points of the Declan Rice is pro-Palestine because she contains the several girlfriends, and when she contains several girlfriends, hence her performance is just like a slow. When she scored first goal in 3 minutes, hence she can score as in has capability. She can score 30 minutes in I forgot 30 goals in 90 minutes. And now that is the significant points at the moment. Okay. Now as a football velocity is significantly matters to win the football match, where the topic is about FIFA World Cup 2026. Now the several footballers contest and several relationships, they could not score so much any goals. Okay, and now only here is the only the persons can score the more goals in FIFA World Cups who contains no relationship with the women. And now in arranged marriage, he can be the one woman man. Okay, and now in these cases, he can focus on football skill improvements. Hence, he contests the score of like a 47 balance 165 million goals in 90 minutes. And now that is the difference between dating relationship, or I mean the dating versus the sporty careers. And here we can see, my dear teenagers, because if you want to contest your sporty careers, now here is some one words that I can mention you. Now you can see the points. In sporty careers, you have to contest the every moment. You contest here geometrical calculations, intelligence, and here you should contest the knowledge of the trigonometry. And now that is the significant points. When you contest geometry and you contest trigonometry as a knowledge in footballs, as your football careers, you can score several goals like a Lionel Messi. And now you have to contest to focus on your football velocity and geometry's knowledge. That is the significant points. But now, what if you are focusing on dating? Then here we can see you can focus on several girlfriends. And hence here we can see probably you can support pro-Palestine because pro-Palestine is in the base of the radical Islamic organizations in Israel, where radical Islamic organizations supports the particular man to contest the 4 wives and the significant girlfriends. Even here, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or honorable Islamic prophet, contests the 11 wives as in reports. Now let's check the focus on the moments, and here we can see dating relationships cannot improve your communication skill more than dating relationship can destroy your sporty skills. And now here is the significant momentum. Okay. Now here we can see the compares about the Spanish footballers versus here we can see the comparison between Spanish football striker versus Lionel Messi. Now let's check at the points. Here is some significant terms at and here we can see here is nobody's there. Okay. Well, it is about England versus Argentina, and now we contest and several second moments. And here is the moments about the points. Well, in another semifinals, score is Spain 2, well, France 0, where match semifinal was the match semifinal between France versus Spain. And now let's take it about the rivals, the points. Okay, now here we can see. Here we could start the points: four defenders, one midfielders, two wingers, and three strikers. Okay. Now here is the moments that is the significant terms. Well, that can be as a notifications at the points. Well, what is your uh, YAML's coordinations? That would be here. Well, 44, 110 divided by 4 is now 55 divided by 2, that is here 27.5 as a length. Now here we can see the spans. Well, winger's position is here 20 meters wide, and hence strikers Yamal positions is 30 meters wide. And here we can see the spans. Spanish strikers Yamal's coordinates as in the perception of well Argentine goalpost. In the final, Yamal's position is here 27.5 meters length and 30 meters wide. Okay, now we know that 30 meters square is 900 meters squares. Now here we can see the spans. Now here we can see, well, and now in these cases, here is the perceptions. What is 9 sum by 7? That is 16. And in these cases, here is the moments. Well, what is what is the square root of 1656.25 as a square root? That is here distance would be 40.6971 meters. Okay. Now here we can see the sponsor. Yamal is recognized as a Muslim Spanish, and what is her velocity? Here we can notify her velocity would be here almost 297,000 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now let's take the moments at the points. Well, here 297 million, that can be divided by what's 3600. And here we can say the points, that would be here 82.5 thousand meter per second. Okay. And now let's take the moments what's about going the points. In that cases, that would be here 40.6971 can be divided by here words 82,500 meter per second. Hence, what is the moments? That is here 0.4933 milliseconds. Okay. Now let's take the moments. And now, okay. 54,000,000 can be divided by what's 0.4933. And now here we can see the response. What is the skill of Muslim Spanish Yamai? That is here 10,946,000 here 685 goals. That means here we can see the points as a round figures. Here we can state what is the capability of Spanish Yamai. Here is now it is 10 million 950,000 goals, and that is the moments. Okay. Now here we can see when the match is between Argentina versus Spanish. Here we can Spanish football strikers capability to score goals is here 10,940,000 goals, where Lionel Messi, the Argentine football strikers, contains the capability to score 47,165 million goals. I mean here 47 billions 165 million goals. And now here we can see the points, whereas 47,000, I apologize, over 47 billions 165,000. What's wrong with me? I don't know. When pro-Israel Argentine football strikers Lionel Messi's score is 47 billion 165 million goals, whereas 47 billion 165 million goals, and whereas 10 million 950,000 goals. And now here is the significant difference at the points. Now we can see, well, and where is the science about the relationship science? Okay, here relationship science is the points. Well, when you contest the football skills as a football career in FIFA World Cup 2026, hence that you can score here 2 FIFA World Cup champion surnames, and here we can see the points. You can contest the several prize monies. When you can contest the several prize monies, then here as a temporary moments, you contest the several women to be your fan. And here we can see you have to attend the arranged marriage. You cannot contest, and love marriage or the romantic affairs, you cannot do it. And here, that is the moment. Here is it is the harsh reality that you have to sacrifice your romantic relationship in the purpose of the football career in FIFA World Cup 2026. But well, here is the point. But unfortunately, what's going on? Well, unfortunately, here we could see that our honorable feminist Divija Bhasin state what? Here we can see the points. Well, our honorable feminist Divija Bhasin state here a well-balanced, healthy man does not focus only here in the careers more than he can focus on the relationship to improve the communication skill where romantic relationship is included. That is the points of Divija Bhasin. And now we can see this points here. Reality is the significantly opposites. Okay. Now let's check out the points. Well, now let's focus on FIFA World Cup Romeo footballers. Now here we can see this moments. Well, Mexico versus England has been over. Oh my gosh. Now it is the points about Portugal versus Spain. Well, what about the Portugals? Here we can see this is the momentum at the points. Well, now here is the Portugal versus Spain. Here we could notify. Well, it was round of 16. Portugal 0, Spain won, where match is between Portugal versus Spain. Who was the goal scorer? That is Marino. Mikel Marino. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Mikel Marino is not here. Yes, he's a white man, and he is a midfielder. Now let's check at the focus on the points. How is this possible? Well, in the Spains we can see. Well, here we can. Okay, here is the moments. You, probably midfielder would be in the left wingers or the right wingers. Now, what is the positions as we could notice? According with his position is here, but as a coordinates to be what? Well, now here we can see the response. It can be divided by 5. Okay, now 5. Okay. His positions would be here 44 meters length and 20 meters wide, and the destination would be well Portugal goalpost. And here that is the moment terms as what we could notify. Then what's going on? Well, here we can notifications. Okay. Now let's check it. 100. It is what is 44 square? Now that is 1936. Well, what is here 4 sum by 19? That is 23. And here we can see what is 23. 36 can be square rooted. That is the 48.333. And now let's check the points. What is the white Spanish footballer's velocity? Well, what Spanish football midfielder's velocity can be here? 275,000. Okay. In this case, what Spanish football midfielder's velocity can be 275,000 kilometer per second. And now let's check the significant points. And here that would be here just like 48.333, that can be divided by 275 millions and meter per second. And now let's check what's the points. Here the reaction goal reaction time was 0.175757 second. I mean microseconds. Now let's say, and here we can see this points. Now what is 54 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 can be divided by 0.17577 microseconds. That is almost 30 balance. Here 724 millions 328,579 goals. As a round figure, that can be here 30 balance 724 millions goals. And now here we can see these moments. And in this times here we could notify what is the performance of Portugal football striker, particularly Portuguese football striker Cristiano Ronaldo. In this matches, his score was 0-0. And now, what's going on? The points. In that case, Cristiano Ronaldo's score is just like in significant moments that his score is 0 just because he contains the several golfers. And now, in the second terms, he has been sold to whom? He has been sold to Saudi Wal Habibi. Okay. And now, in this cases, that is the significant points. And here, that is the significant journeys, as we could notify at the points that can be notified. Okay. Now here the terms, as we could see, let's check at the moments, and now we can notice why uh, Cristiano Ronaldo could not score goals, because in the FIFA World Cup he was focusing on career on home. He was focusing on careers on uh, the dating with his girlfriends. And now in this points, what is his points? His point is, if he won the World Cup, he would marry his girlfriends. And now Cristiano Ronaldo contested the several girlfriends, and he did not concentrate on the football skills. And now here is the moments. But what about the rivals of Cristiano Ronaldo to be here Lionel Messi? Okay, Lionel Messi contains the capability to score 47 balance goals, and here he is the top 5 goal scorer in FIFA World Cup 2026. What was the happens? The point was, he did not focus on the dating with another girls. Moreover, he was focused on the football skills. Hence, here we can see the points. Lionel Messi contest was World Cup champions surname in 2022, and now in this his condition in final was he can be runners up or world champions. And now that is here the significant points that can be notified. Okay. And now here we can see this moments. Well, now we can see the communication skill does not matter, because here somehow we content and good communication skill, but when we cannot show our contents here, why would you? What is the benefit to contents and communication skill without any contents? And now here we can see the points. Well, here now if here is any sense to improve communication skill by contents and romantic relationships, here communication skill does not matter. Well, football skills is matters always when the topic is FIFA World Cup 2026, and where career is football career in FIFA World Cup. And now that is always matters at the points. Okay. Now let's take at the moments. Well, I think we can notify about the third questions. Well, instead of making it seem like a dating or having crushes is illegal, parents should actually teach their children that it is normal part of life. Okay, it's really funny now how Indians parents first stigmatize dating, and once their children are in their 20s, they start pressuring them to get married. Oh my god. Now here we can see now here is the moments we can see the points. Well, now Divija Bhasin is just to criminalize our Divija Bhasin is just to criminalize our Indian family systems. Now, in this cases, what is their Indian families? Well, in Indian families, here we can see this points. You contains the score of 200 out of 720, but you contains your 5,000 girlfriends. Now, what's going on? In that cases, now before complete the conditions here is a disclaimer that our live stream does not support the violence, but it shows the cartoonized violence just to represent that what is the moments about the crimes. Okay. Now, I, Michaela, Caesar, discern the lesbian women, homosexual women can contain here 5,000 lesbian girlfriends. But what is my score in NWT exams? That is 100 out of 720. Well, now you can see this once. What would be the reactions of my father on me? Okay. Now, here we can see the points. Well, his boot shoes throwing velocity would be 297,000 kilometer per second on me, and I would get hurt as soon as possible. Okay. And now let's take the moments. And here now I would form it as well. And now in these cases there is the significant points, and that is the significant truth that is always real. And the real is so bitter at the moment. Now we can see this points. Now let's come into the sports careers, and we can see this points. Well, in every conservative family system, particularly the conservative family system of the footballers like Lionel Messi's parent family, or the significant pro-Israel Argentine footballers' families. Now here we can see this one. Here is a strict rules. Well, if you are a man footballer, well, your goals score is 0 out of 3 World Cup. 0 goals out of your 3 match of any FIFA World Cups, and your national football team is stuck in first round. You contest no right to attempt and even any straight arranged marriage. Okay. And now, on the other hand, well, if you attempt 7 goals in 8 matches in FIFA World Cup 2026, and because of your goals and your assets, if your national football countries becomes the World Cup champions of FIFA World Cup 2026, here according to the conservative Argentine families, here you contest right to attempt and homosexual love marriage. Okay? Well, in these cases, well, Lionel Messi can attempt here arranged marriage as to get his husband if he wish. Okay. And now here that is the conservative Argentine system, and that goes Argentine national football teams. But what about what about Portugal football teams and Brazil football teams? Well, now in these cases, when conservative Brazilian fathers and when Brazilian footballers, conservative parents wants an arrangement, well, footballer child to be footballers, national footballers are rebel to their Brazilian parents and they attend the several love marriage or several love affairs. And now, what is the result? After 2002, when the starting calendar from 2006, well, here is the moments that we could notify. In last six FIFA World Cup, well, Brazil could not touch into the finals. If Brazil could not be into finals in the last six World Cup. But what about the last two World Cup? In these cases, here we go. When dating system destroyed Brazilian national football team in last six World Cup, here in the last two World Cup, because of the no dating policy in conservative Argentine and of the parents of Argentine footballers. Here we can see now in 2022 Argentina becomes world champion. In 2026 here Argentina can be probably world champion or runners up. And now in these cases that is the difference between no dating policy versus the dating several girlfriend policies. And now in these cases here we can and now no dating policy in Argentine families could bring Argentine national football team into well two times world champion surnames. Here start from 2022 to the 2026. And here, what is the points about from our statement of the Divija Bhasin? Well, and now she just blamed on the typical Indian families, where in these cases we can think that typical Indian families decisions for their child about to be no date policy was actually good. And in these cases, here we can see now in previous live stream, in one of the several previous live stream, here we have roasted Muskan Madans in the topic of the Ketan Agarwal's case. And what was the reasons? And the reasons was the points here. Well, Ketan Agarwal's is father's contest and no date policies. Well, you can date with the girls are chosen by your fathers in the purpose of the arranged marriage. And now, in these cases, what is the points? In the points, here the result is we lost here Ketan Agarwal, the honorable meritorious real estate businessman. And now, well, today's focus is about the football match, and here I am ready to focus on the football match as well as possible. And now, in this cases, here is the significant points that can be notified. Okay, I think here we can say there's some moments. Well, and now, well, I don't know that what's going on. Well, here community moderations, live chat ones. Well, live chat summary ons. Participant modes anyone's, and here is no restriction policies. And now, here we can see we contains no restriction policies. Well, now here we can see. Well, I wish I could contest in several ch- live chats about the moments. Now, let's focus on the points. And in this cases, when the topic is about the football careers, here is a significant point here how dating another girls can contest negative effect on the man to be the footballer of the national football teams. Okay, and now let's check the points. Well, here I would mention the another Romeos about who is the Romeo, and in this cases, here Romeo would be Neymar's or and on the other hand here Norway contests and one striker like Eric Haaland that he contests no girlfriends. And now let's say what's happening? Romeo Neymar's Brazil has been defeated by Eric Haaland's Norway in the score to be 1-2 goals. And now in these cases, that was the points. It is the difference between no date policy versus dating policies. And now, well, in this case, here we have to contest the statements that why dating policies is always bad. Okay. Now let's take at the moments. Well, and now let's come into the points about the significant terms as notifications. Well, I contest the 4 minutes. Okay. Parents should create a safe spaces for their children so they can share with them. Okay. Who they are dating. Oh my Adonais. Well, what about the Ketan Agavas? Here we can see. Now let's focus on the points about the moments. Well, dating is bad for football careers. Here we have explained it. And now let's focus on the versus Argentina versus Spain. And now let's take it the moments. And here we can see the as an England scorers, second point was Fernandez. Here goal scorer was midfielder Fernandez. Now what is the positions of midfielders? Fernandez. That was here 20 meters wide and here 55 meters length. Now here is the some significant points at the moment. Well, what is 55 square? We know 20 square is 40. Then what is 55 square? That is 325. And now 3425 can be square root. Hence the result would be thus. What would be the results? The result would be 58.5234995554. Okay. Now, well, midfielder for now here we can see. Well, what's going on? We know they had midfielder Fernandez goal scored. Midfielder Fernandez velocity can be here. Well, 297,000 kilometer per second. That would be 297 million meter per second. And now let's check at the moments. What's going on? 58.52. Well, 34995554 can be divided by what? 297 million. And now let's check at the moments. That would be here 0.1971 microseconds. And now let's check at the moments. What is the goal score capabilities? 54 multiplied by 10 to the power 8. That can be divided by what? 0.1971 microseconds. And here we can see the what is the focus. Here midfielder Fernandez can score 27 billions 397 millions 260,000 goals as the moments. And now here is the points that is the significantly clears at the moments. And it is clear that here footballer can score goals 27 billions goals if and only if he would not be in relationships. And now in this cases, well, parenting strict rule can be followed in pro-Israel Argentine football teams midfielders Fernandez family. Hence, he can score goals in he can score 27 billion goals in 90 minutes. And now that is the moments, and that is here significant points. Okay. Now here we can see here today my live stream is over for today, and next here points I would like to show you the another perceptions after the final match between Argentina versus Spain, and now who would be the winners as the points. Well, see you then. Khuda love you. And now, well, do not be Romeo and be here career ambitious boy. Well, I think we contain here some significant terms. Well, I